let us deconstruct the poem that came in XAT 2024. Let's take a look at it. We'll understand how we crack the poems. In the darkened room, a woman cannot find her reflection in the mirror. There is a woman who is looking into a mirror and she can't find her reflection in the mirror. Now, of course, in the mirror, you can always find your reflection. But here, author wants to basically think little deeply. So when you can't find your reflection, what is the meaning of it? Let's see. Waiting as usual at the edge of sleep. In her hands, she holds the oil lamp, whose drunken yellow flames know where her lonely body hides. So we are talking about alienation or loneliness of a woman. That is why she is not able to find her reflection in the mirror. And now the interesting thing that is given here is, in her hands, she holds the oil lamp whose drunken yellow flames. Drunken yellow flames means that the flames are not very strong, hazy, flickering, something like that. And they know where her lonely body hides. So basically, author is saying that she is probably looking at that lamp and thinking where everything went by. Because those flames are the only ones that know where her lonely body hides, that means in a way, the lady herself is looking into the flames to find something that was in her, but now it is not. Now, flame is something which is an inanimate object. Of course, flames cannot sort of, know where your lonely body hides. So it's your own understanding of your life. It is what you see in those flickering flames that, oh my God, where my life went, something like that. So very interesting. Is it about a woman in a dark room? No. So never go by the literal understanding of the poem. It is about the loneliness of the woman, right? So the topic would be, let me call it loneliness, and the argument that we are trying to explore here is that a woman that is engulfed by solitude and darkness seeks her vanished self. Let's take a look at the question. Which of the following statements best conveys the theme of the poem? Theme of the poem. Theme of the poem is exactly the same thing that we just discussed as the shadow answer, as our argument, that she is trying to find out herself. So something related to you trying to find yourself out and you're feeling sort of lonely. That should be reflected in one of the options. Let's take a look at every option. First option says that the poem revolves around a woman whose liberty has been throttled. No, the poem is not saying that you have taken somebody's liberty. It's not about chaining somebody, or it's not about taking the freedom of somebody. So not my answer. Second, the poem explores the quality of life of a woman. Nothing with respect to how a woman leads her life or should lead her life or wanted to lead her life. Things like that are mentioned. Again, second also should not be the answer. Third, the poem revolves around the woman's feeling of alienation. Alienation is a very interesting word. It is not just loneliness as such. One type of loneliness could be that you are just sitting in your room alone. But here it is not that kind of loneliness. It is the loneliness which is far profound, far deep. So yeah, we can think of it as that this woman is feeling alienated, maybe from herself, or from her old self, or from the world. For some reason or the other, we don't know. But yes, it is about a woman feeling absolutely lonely, alienated. Could be the answer. Let's keep it. We are not going to select it. Let's shortlist it. The poem laments the suffering and frustrations of a woman. Nowhere the woman is shown as frustrated or being sad about so many things that have happened in her life. Nothing. In fact, no detail about any sort of thing that can be a source of despair to a woman has been discussed. So this also will not be the answer, because it is not about lamenting the suffering. Oh my God, I'm suffering so much. why am I suffering so much, or why am I so frustrated? No, nothing like that. Fifth, the poem celebrates a woman's futile and meaningless life. Again, this particular woman is currently feeling lonely. That does not mean that her life is useless. For that matter, it does not mean the life of every woman is useless. I mean, the whole idea that woman's life is futile and meaningless is not even talked about here. So nobody is saying that, uh, as a woman, we live sort of a useless, demeaning life. No, nothing like that is there. So, very simple, my answer should be 3. Let's take a look at this question. What do the lines, the drunken yellow flames, know where her lonely body hides, best represent? Best represent. Very interesting question. The drunken yellow flames are talking about what? Okay, let's see. These drunken yellow flames, hazy yellow flames, are sort of a witness, a friend, companion, something who knows about this woman, the current state of the woman, or what she had been. Because this woman is looking into those flames to find out the self that she has lost. So let's see which option represents that kind of an idea. The lines represent flames that highlight the location of her body. No, absolutely not. It is not about the location of her body. That means where she is right now. So it's not about her whereabouts. Second, the line represents flames as distorted memories that preserve her identity. Could be by answer. Author is saying that these lines are representing distorted memories, distorted, torn apart, slightly hazy. So the drunken flames can be construed as distorted memories. I'm looking into those hazy light, those hazy rays in the form of discovering, in the idea that, okay, maybe I can find myself there, the one that is lost. So when you are thinking in this manner, being nostalgic or being lonely in the sense that something is gone, that can easily be equated to distorted memories that preserve her identity. Of course, it preserves her identity. That is why she is looking into those distorted flames and trying to find herself. I can keep it. Third says, the lines represent flames as her desperate pursuit for her lost self. The flames are distorted. So, in a way, the flames are not sort of guiding her or inspiring her to find herself. So I can't say that they represent her desperate pursuit for her lost self. That no, I want to find that. I want to find what I lost. No. Locating something, thinking that, okay, I might think about what I used to be is very different from finding your true self. So, could be confusing one, but definitely not something that author is trying to say. Fourth is rather a better option in terms of confusing options. Fourth says the lines represent flames as forces that are aware of her solitude. In one go, we are tempted to mark this as the answer, just because of the word solitude, that these lines are aware of her solitude. But you got to understand that there is a significant flaw in this statement. Author says that these are drunken yellow flames. The option says the lines represent flames as forces that are aware of her solitude. If the flames are drunken, distorted, hazy, not strong, they cannot serve as forces. So this is not a good representation of what the flames might be, and therefore the better answer would be 2. Let's also take a look at fifth, by the way. The lines represent flames as turbulent emotions of a nameless woman. Turbulent. So if the lines are representing turbulent emotions, then why would the lines be drunken, hazy, minimal? They are not strong. So turbulent also is not the right word here. I hope you were able to understand what are the things you need to look for when you are marking an answer to a poem based question. That's all.